Waka good people, it's your boy Captain and welcome to the first episode of Sales Made Simple. On this channel, we're going to be strictly focusing on getting you to be the best version of yourself in the sales industry. So if you're going to like what you see on this channel, make sure that you hit the like button for me. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Also subscribe as well so that you can be up to date with the latest topics and hot new trends. So without any further to do, we got a lot to do. So let's get straight into it. First things first, we need to talk about before you even go for a job interview or before you can even dream about making the money that you believe that you can make in the sales industry, you need to first get the foundation right. And in order to do that, you need a CV. So that's what we're going to be covering today, how to create a good looking CV. In my experience of being in the sales industry and when I'm doing interviews, the first thing I notice about a person is their CV, right? People come into the sales industry, and they believe that talking about themselves is going to do most of the work for them. But sometimes you got to let your work speak for you. And before we even get to see you, you got to make sure that your CV is grand. You're putting as much detailed information about you and about what you can do that the person looking at it is going to be impressed and wanting to see you. Like, I want to see this person. Let's get into talking about how you're going to make a good CV for yourself and put you in a good position to get the best possible job for you. So tip number one is that you need to have your personal information on there. Now, on your personal information, make sure you state things like if you have, for example, a driver's license. Employers love seeing people who have driver's license on their CV. Doesn't mean that you're not going to get the job if you don't have your driver's license. It'll show that you have ambition to actually want to get involved in those kind of things. So number one, make sure that you have decent information under your personal details, such as like you have a driver's license. Point number two, another good point to put on your CV is that I noticed that people always put motivational letters on the CV. Having a motivational letter on your CV is great, but here's the trick. Instead of putting a motivational letter at the end of your CV, put the motivational letter at the front of your CV. Matter of fact, make that be the first thing that people will see on your CV. And when you are putting a motivational letter, your motivational letter must not be general to every single job that you're applying for. Try to make it specific to whichever company that you're applying for. That will give you a better chance at getting the actual job when you're going to that company. So making sure that you put information on your motivational letter that relate to the particular company that you are applying for is very important in today's world. But another important thing to put on your motivational letter is to be specific about the fact that you had researched that particular company and you feel that you would be a perfect fit for that company because of the skills that you've managed to amass over the duration of your experience in the sales industry. So to make sure that you have information like that in your motivational letter, it's motivating why you feel or believe that you will be the best suited person to join that particular company or that particular brand that you would like to join in the near future. So to have specific or company specific information in your particular motivational letter is very important as well. Cool. Step number three, when it comes to creating a CV, you need to be putting stuff like your employment history. Now here's the thing, I've seen a lot of people, trust me, doing this in their CVs. They put 100, 200, okay, let's be real, they put about 6 or 7 different employees that they've worked for with references. Some references may be their friends, saying, okay, yes, this person did work here, or whatever the case is. But what you want to do, you want to put at least 3 of your most recent employment history when you are doing your CV. The reason is because you want to show what you've recently done, and you don't want to make it seem like you've been hopping from place to place to place and you don't have any stability in your life or in your career. So that is why this is most important when it comes to creating a CV. I know you want to show that you've got work experience by putting 5 or 6 or 7 different ones on your CV, but to make sure that you have the attention of the person that you're employing and that you're not sending the wrong message, putting the top 3 or the most recent 3 is good enough. So also add to that as well is when you're actually putting the jobs on your CV, make sure that you are putting stuff like your description. So I'm gonna put up the information of an example here because this is so important that I want you guys to actually see what it looks like. So in the example right here, you can see exactly what I'm explaining when I'm talking about having stuff like your description. So you're gonna have there that you've worked for Mr. Peterson's attorneys or whatever, and then at Mr. Peterson's attorneys you've worked there from January 2019 till January 2020. And also you're going to have information like what were your working hours. So if you've worked day shift, maybe you work 9 to 5, or if you've worked night shift, what hours did you work? That is important because maybe the particular company that you work for wants to know if you are capable or if you are okay with the shifting times that they currently work. This is more especially if you're going to be working in call center industry. As you know, in call center, especially in sales, different international brands work different times, you've got different campaigns. So you want to make sure that you are being specific or letting the employer know that you can work these times, you are flexible, it's not going to be any issue at all for you. And just after that, you're going to put there, what was it that you actually done there? Now, I'm not saying you're just going to put something like sales agent. Of course you are a sales agent because you're applying for a sales job. But what is it that you actually done there? If you actually were a manager, you can state that you've managed a team of X amount of people, maybe 10 to 12 people. And in that, you're responsible for doing registers, you're responsible for doing coaching and development, you're responsible, the list goes on. So you want to make sure that you are putting as much information there about what you actually did in that particular role, so that when the employer is looking at it, they can see your skill set that you actually have acquired in your previous roles that you have done. Another important thing which we're moving on to now is step number 4. And what I want to talk about in step number 4 is you're going to be needing to put references. Any company that you are working for, make sure that you, number 1, give it your best, make a good representation of yourself in that company, and when you leave with dignity and respect in the right way. What am I saying? I'm saying if you're resigning, then resign with dignity and respect. Because when you're getting to step number 4 and you need to put references, you are now relying on the company that you came from to give a good account or a good reference for you. So your reference is very important. You need to put the right numbers there for people that you can trust, that will be able to give a good representation of you and how you worked in that particular company. Okay guys, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure chilling with you on the very first episode or the very first video from Sales Made Simple with your boy Captain. I'm going to be doing a lot more going forward, and if there's anything that you'd like me to elaborate on as well in this particular video or future video, I will make sure that I cover it as well. Since this being my first video, I'm always welcome to any of your suggestions and any ways that we can improve. But if you have already liked while watching this, thank you so much. I really appreciate you and welcome to the family. Let's get this video here to 100 likes, and then from there, sky's the limit. Let's get more videos out. It would encourage me to do more videos for you and to help more people get more knowledge about how to be successful in the sales industry today. Peace, love, joy, like a river, mountain, fountain, ladies and gentlemen.